Tencent has been busy, and currently they are working with Platinum Games. We talked about that a little bit a while ago. So the other thing Kid Mia had to say was, hey, here's our partnership with Tencent in a nutshell. Tencent says, we're going to help you with funds as per the contract. We will have no influence on the business, so use it freely to make a good Platinum IP game. Platinum Games says, okay. Tencent says, in return, if you do make a good game and you want to make a mobile game for it, please prioritize us for its licensing. Platinum Games says, okay.
That seems fine so far, even though I don't believe parts of it.
I mean, I would assume there's also the cut that you get for putting the money.
Well, what I mean is that you can
clearly
say, we promise not to influence you, and then you sign the contract, and the guy starts winking at you and nudging you in the ribs.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between that and the South Park episode Banned in China, where Stan's writing and like the general's leaning over his shoulder and fucking editing his lyrics as he goes. So there's two ways to play this. Again, listen, every story we've told so far today on the news, I'm not a fan of, this is the story, this is what the developer says, I don't believe you. I fucking hate that. I know.
It would be a lot easier if people in the business of business didn't lie constantly.
I hear you. I'm not as
oh, it sucks.
I'm a lot more inclined, and I know that this is the dumb naive Woolie, but it's like I've also been on the inside of the industry, so like, I'm not coming from out of nowhere. I can definitely tell you that there's a lot of times when there are times when people will lie constantly, bold-faced, and just not bat an eye at it. And there's other times when they'll be like, no, this is what happened, and then someone's like, I don't believe you, and you're like, well, I don't know what else to say to you if you don't believe what I just told you, but I just told you what happened.
The problem is that like these companies are being viewed in terms of honesty or whatever as individuals, and for individuals, Woolie, if you were to say become Woolie the liar and give me a big important lie once, I'm never going to trust you again. Right? So when a company, and I mean literally every company loves to do big lies, you can't trust any of them ever. Well, literally ever.
Well, you see, that's an over exaggeration to make the point, but what I was going to say is that what you have at all times is your track record. All you got in this life is your word and your balls. Well, in this case, your balls is your track record.
Yeah.
So this is what we can make a guesstimation based on. And then you can also operate with like, okay, if let's say it's like, okay, like it's the benefit of the doubt attitude, where it's just like, I have my doubts, but let's pretend that this is what it is. Let's see if the future proves what you're saying to be true, or let's see if we're given more reasons to think.
So, for example, Capcom's a good bet, where Capcom had a period of constantly fucking up and lying like crazy, particularly around the cross Tekken shit. And then they had to spend multiple years totally nailing it to earn any goodwill back. And they did. Meanwhile, fucking Bethesda.
Yeah.
Or Konami, Christ. Right?
Yeah. I mean, look.
Fucking Jesus.
When, it sounds like Kamiya's just breaking it down as like frustrated, and it sounds like he's bringing tired energy to his explanations.
It does sound like that,
as opposed to bringing like massage the situation to sound nicer energy. Is very much a stop asking me about this shit. This is what it is. Fuck off, kind of energy, which he consistently displays elsewhere. So But yeah, that's all. It just occurred to me. I'm just like, yeah, every fucking story so far. I'm just like, okay, this is what it says, and then here comes the like, they're lying. Like,
To quote some guy in some song that I don't know, why you always lying? Why?
I can tell you're lying because when you're replying, you stutter, 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 stutter. Don't stutter. Hey, Tencent had other things going on.
So you know what the funniest thing is? When you were talking earlier about like the news and you were like, I hate how everything, I thought you were going to say technically has Tencent's fingers in it.
Yeah.
But instead you had a different direction.
I did, but we're not done. Here we go. Marvelous enters into capital business alliance with Tencent subsidiary. In alliance with Image Frame Investment Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of Chinese conglomerate Tencent Holdings. Image Frame Investment would spend about 7 billion yen to buy a 20% stake in the company, and Marvelous will use the funding to develop its existing intellectual property, such as Story of Seasons, into stronger brands, as well as to launch new properties such as Daemon X Machina at a global level over the next 3 years. They are spreading out and getting involved in everything that will have them. And
see, Tencent's genius, and it's not because
they
they're
ain't
just,
stupid,
expanding and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese market for a while was seen as like a gold rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Tencent got really big off the explosion of like the Chinese middle class and the gold rush in terms of online gaming.
Well, the embracing,
however,
of capitalist communism and like exactly the expanding of.
However, just like not retail, just like what's it? Land, right? What happens? Well, companies and individuals with tons of money in a country where that money can be fluid and fucked with by the government, you gotta get that money out. So you end up with weird shit like, like half of all condos in Vancouver are bought by people who just want to get money out of China. Just get it out.
Yeah.
Right. And also Tencent is either state operated or partially owned
it's CCP. It's like Huawei. It's CCP.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get in the situation where it's like, well, Tencent for money wise, like just straight up, hey, let's make some dollars. You can't rely on the Chinese gaming industry because, I mean, shit, take a look at, a couple weeks ago, I don't think we even talked about it, where China, after the Hong Kong shit, was like, you know what? No talking online in video games.
Nah.
Just stop that. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they've had moments where like certain games or companies or genres or whatever just go, no, not allowed anymore. Not allowed. Just shut up. Right? That's a terrible thing to operate a business on. Right? When they could just go, nah, you're not doing that anymore. And you're like, really? And they're like, no, you're not.
I mean,
so get that money out.
That umbrella momentum got fucking combo broken by a pandemic, So
yes, it sure did.
China's like fucking shadow counter.
Yeah. So, hey, how about we invest in countries in which... we invest in companies that are in countries that their government won't shut down their businesses.
Well, so Marvelous is now in there, and I was going to say, or I would have said, I was like, hey, it seems like, as you said, Tencent's not dumb, and they're getting their fingers in all the pies, and they are getting heavily involved with all of these Japanese companies to get a cut of whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? And
Japan's got a big games business. Why don't we get a cut of their business?
And it's like, wow, they're getting involved and they're mixing it up with all these Japanese games companies, and that's about all they're doing. But
Isn't
wait,
SNK also involved?
but wait, there's more.
Oh, wait.
SNK is bought by a different company, but
Okay.
yeah, but it's a Chinese company that yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, Tencent also has subsidiaries that like have multiple names, so sometimes you have to track it back. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. SystemShock3.com, now owned by Tencent, according to VGC, a web domain ownership switch from Other Side Entertainment, the developer, has now switched over to Tencent. So,
okay,
System Shock 3 and SystemShock4.com are owned by Tencent. What does that mean? Huh? But they got.
I'll tell you what, Woolie.
They got the website.
I don't know how long you've been following this shit, but System Shock and the question of who the fuck owns System Shock has been like the dumbest series of questions and answers for decades.
Well,
like at one point it came out when GOG was trying to re-release the game on fucking on GOG. It's like, oh yeah, some British insurance capital, like some venture capitalist asshole, they picked it up when the old company fell apart and they just grabbed it. It was like, it's fucking so stupid.
Whatever the
System
case,
Shock is so stupid.
Well, whatever the case may be with this website, I severely doubt that Tencent was just squatting and then said, "Oh, we'll grab it. They're not using it. Take that domain from the devs." So, 10 cents in there, man. They're about to. Yeah. They're about to fucking take a piece of the pie, man. On all continents. At this rate. You know, there's a Calypso song that goes cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. So.
Was that what it was about?
Yeah, and then you thrust your hips out in a different direction for each lyric. So it'd be like cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. And then you get to the chorus and it'd be like dollar, 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 dollar. And then you're like doing the big air hump. So.
Does this mean Shodan will show up in League of Legends? Because that would be cool.
And all your other favorite Tencent properties. Man, no. Like, you can't get an investor becoming the 6 degrees of separation that bridges the universes. Like, you can definitely expect to see, you know, fucking crossovers in like Fate, Grand Order, and little promotional bits here and there. Oh, Bayonetta and Dante both showed up in whatever the fuck. But to go full on Smash Brothers with it?
Well, when they own all of it, which is about a couple weeks from now. Yeah, just do it.
You know, if The Rock just told the Orochi to fuck off. I don't know what kind of...
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, never mind.
Did you know that Shingo is now canonically trained how to use the power of flames underneath John Cena?
Never mind. Literally, I take it all back. The Undertaker's music plays and scares whoever the fuck it was, Athena and Terry, you know, like, yeah, fuck it, never mind, Chang and Choi and Kim's team, that's it. I just like it. Yeah, The Rock told the Orochi to fuck off. Of course,
he doesn't care what his name is.
Of course. it's all coming together.